10 Things You Never Knew About Luka Doncic. The NBA has a multitude of bright young stars, and among them is none other than Dallas Mavericks sophomore sensation Luka Doncic. The guard was a unanimous member of the 2018-19 All-Rookie team in his debut season 1 year ago, and he was also crowned the NBA Rookie of the Year for the 2018-19 campaign. Now in his sophomore year for the Mavs, Doncic already has a plethora of triple-doubles, including a game versus San Antonio in November when he recorded a career-high 42 points, to go along with 11 rebounds and 12 assists. And while you likely already know how good of a basketball player Doncic is on the court, he's still relatively new to the league and North American basketball fans. Welcome to Latest Hoops, and today we'll be covering 10 things you never knew about Luka Doncic. Luka played for Real Madrid in Spain. Just 3 years before he would make his NBA debut, Doncic debuted for Real Madrid in Spain. At the age of 15, his debut for the Spanish basketball club's senior team made him the youngest player in history to do so. But what makes this feat even more impressive is how Doncic moved from his native Slovenia to Spain as a teenager for the opportunity. In doing so, he also learned how to speak Spanish to better assimilate to his new home. Though he left behind his family and friends in making the Slovenia to Spain move, he says it's something that he doesn't regret doing at all. He's a big gamer. Like most people his age, Doncic is a big video game fan. In fact, according to a profile by ESPN, he used to spend anywhere from 2 to 3 hours per day playing video games, while at home when he was playing in Spain. He even had an ergonomic chair designed specifically for video gameplay that he camped out in while he gamed. His favorite games, you ask? FIFA and Overwatch. We're sure he's getting plenty of reps in during quarantine, but we're not so sure if he has a ton of time to play video games during the NBA season. But we're betting that it gets competitive on road trips with his teammates. Basketball from the beginning. There's a common trend among star athletes, and it's how early they took a liking to the game. You hear about NHL stars skating before they could walk, golfers learning to swing a club at an early age, and so on. Doncic is said to have had a basketball in his hands when he was just 7 months old. He began playing organized basketball when he was around 7 years old. Part of this is likely due to his father's professional basketball career in Slovenia, but it's still impressive. He idolized LeBron James. It was Doncic's first game against one of the greatest players to ever play in this league, LeBron James. Luka revealed that he was talking to James during the game, asking him if he could have his jersey after the game. LeBron agreed, obviously gave him the jersey, and even signed it. It was a special moment for him, as LeBron James is Doncic's idol. When asked about this moment, Doncic said, "It was something special for me for sure. I looked up to him as my idol. It was just great for me. Like I said, it was special, and it will be a day that I remember." Steve Nash speaks highly of Luka. The retired two-time NBA MVP spoke highly of Luka Doncic during a recent interview. While speaking with NBA Cafe Barcelona, Nash said, "I think he's maybe the best 20-year-old the NBA has ever seen." Nash later compared Luka to LeBron, saying, "The game's a little different than when LeBron came into the league. The numbers are a little inflated because of the pace and the hand check, but still, I do think LeBron was gifted, but I don't think he was as polished as Luka at 20. Now, Luka's never going to be the athlete that LeBron is, but he's a great athlete. He's an underrated athlete." However, before playing in the NBA, Doncic had played professionally in Europe since he was 13. He played in the EuroLeague for Real Madrid, as we mentioned earlier. Many compare him to another NBA great from Europe, Dirk Nowitzki. During this interview, Nash was asked if he believed Doncic could be better than Nowitzki. He responded, "It's possible for sure, especially when you look at Dirk at 20. Dirk was amazing at 20, but compared to Luka, I'm not sure about that." He was a victim of Kobe Bryant's trash talking. The Lakers hosted the Mavericks at Staples Center, and Bryant was in attendance on the sidelines. The Slovenian point guard encountered a curious exchange with Bryant during one possession. During one point in the game, Luka was getting ready to resume action from the sidelines when he had a little exchange with the 5-time NBA champion, who appeared to be heckling the young player. After the game, Doncic was asked about the event, giving a response that reminded everybody why Bryant is one of the all-time greats. He was talking Slovenian, so I was like, who's talking my language? I turned around and saw Kobe and was really surprised. Doncic was not willing to relay Bryant's message during an interview with ESPN's Rachel Nichols. Although he did not elaborate on Kobe's words, there is a good chance Bryant found a way to include some profanity in his trash-talking antics. He's a EUROBASKET champ. Doncic may be chasing an NBA championship with the Mavericks, but he's already got a few notable titles to his name. With Real Madrid, he won a 2018 EuroLeague title and was crowned EuroLeague MVP. A year earlier, he led the senior Slovenia national team to a EuroBasket title. It was Slovenia's first EUROBASKET championship in history. You can see why he was called the most prepared NBA prospect to ever come out of Europe. Multilingual. In addition to speaking his native Slovenian tongue and Spanish, Doncic also speaks Serbian and English. That's 4 languages that Doncic speaks, for those of you counting at home. In fact, he says that it was learning Spanish that really helped him become more comfortable in Spain, after leaving Slovenia to play for Real Madrid. He's endorsed by the Jordan brand. The official news recently came out after Doncic spent some time considering his options. Quite a spot to be in for a second-year player. The iconic Jordan brand is a turnoff for some players, as they don't want to be always under the brand of a former player, but for Doncic, it made sense. For younger players in the NBA today, the Jordan brand seems less intimidating. Here's what Luka had to say about the agreement. "It's a real honor to be part of the Jordan family, especially at such an exciting time for them and for me. I'm looking forward to working with the team and hopefully making my own mark on the future of the brand." He's dating a model. Since 2016, Doncic has been dating a Slovenian lingerie model, Ana Maria Goltis. While you might think that Doncic only began dating Goltis because he's a famous basketball star, the two have actually known each other since 2011. Aside from a brief breakup before the 2018 NBA draft, Doncic and Goltis have been nearly inseparable and are always appearing in each other's Instagram posts. He lived with his mom. Actually, his mom lived with him while he was playing for Real Madrid in Spain. When Doncic moved to Spain, his mother decided to come over with him to help him adjust to life in the country. We're guessing the home cooking was a nice touch too. Speaking of mom, she was a model. When we tell you that his mother has a bit of her own fan club among NBA and basketball fans, you might now understand why. Some of his NBA peers have made some interesting comments about her. We'll leave it at that. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thanks for tuning in.